That deal you made with Gaffney.
What about it?
Have you done anything about arranging a transfer?
Why should I? A scum like that don't
That
deserve...
scum is going to make our job a whole lot easier.
Gaffney's evidence was worthless once Jim Fletcher got into the act.
That still doesn't alter the fact that you made a deal. You've got to honour it.
Honour? And what would Gaffney know about honour?
Vera, we're not talking about Gaffney. We're talking about you, other officers. Look, we can get a lot of information out of tame criminals, but we're not going to get it for nothing. Give them what they want and we'll get the good oil. But you renege on the deal, and the word is going to get around. Now, look, not honouring that deal with Gaffney is going to set us back years.
Can't we not talk about work for 5 minutes?
Vera, you don't understand. You're breaking down the whole chain of communication.
All right, all right.
Then you'll see Erica in the morning about the transfer?
Come on, get your coat. We'll be late.
Not until we settle this.
All right, I'll see Mrs. Davidson in the morning.
Good.
Hello, Morris. Yeah, she's here.
Who is it?
Now, look, Clark, I've had just about...
Let me speak to him. Hello? I'll be there in a few minutes.
Where do you think you're going?
It's Nick. He's in trouble.
Meg, it's nearly midnight.
Darling, I'm sorry, but it's urgent.
Well, how urgent?
He's threatened to kill himself.
Meg, can't you see? It's a bluff. Now, once he knows he's got you on a string, he'll be calling you every hour of the day and night.
Darling, please, let me go.
Meg, you're not leaving this house tonight.
I just don't understand you, Bob. If something happens to Nick, it'll be my fault. Or your fault.
Rubbish, Meg. Can't you see he's just blackmailing you?
I don't call a cry for help blackmail.
Well, I do. Now, once he knows you're at his beck and call, he'll be phoning every time he feels in need of a bit of sympathy.
Oh, Bob, be reasonable. If Nick's in trouble, I may be the only one to help him.
Meg, we have called the police. Now, if they can't do anything, I don't see how you can help.
But why didn't he phone the police instead of me? I can't let him down now.
But it's not your job.
Oh, what the hell do you think my job is? If it's helping people like Nick. And if you can't understand this situation,
Meg,
then
there is a limit to the amount of help you can give any one person. Now, look, what's the point of our being married if we never see each other? If you're going to spend your entire life running around chasing lost causes?
Well, I don't see much point in our marriage either. Not if you can't understand how important my work is to me.
Morris. Yeah. Yes, I thought that might be the case. Thanks for your help. Good night. That was the police. I just checked out the building he was threatening to jump off. There's no sign of him, Meg. It's just as I thought it was a hoax.
Hey, missed out on your beauty sleep last night. Did you, Miss Bennett?
Shut up, Bryant, and get moving.
Oh, I'm just wild about Terry, and Terry's wild about me.
Come on, Jude, what are you on about?
Oh, well, we told you before, Bea, but of course you're another person then. But it went like this. So you were losing your memory.
Yeah, well, I reckon Harrison was losing his eyesight because him and Vera were, you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
You don't say.
Yeah, they're having it off.
You're having me on.
Oh, I don't see why Vera shouldn't have a fella. She's only human. Seems like you're losing your memory too.
Yeah, I think it's catching.
Some more toast?
Thank you.
I better rush.
Okay. God, it's Nick!
All about it, and then we'll have a word with the police, shall we?
Now, hold on, Bob. Why, Nick?
What would you care?
You couldn't even bother coming to see me last night.
I would have come. I
How
tried.
dare you interfere in our lives? How dare you ring in the middle of the night? Now, what gives you the right to harass my wife?
Bob, this isn't
You think
helping
you've got
anyone.
problems? Don't you think other people have got theirs? Now, look, there are thousands of kids out there with more problems than you'll ever know about. They don't go around chucking bricks through windows and blackmailing people into helping them. Now, I've had enough of you, and Meg's had enough of you.
Yeah, and I've had enough too. People say they'll help.
Oh, you're going to throw yourself off a building again, are you? Well, just go ahead and do it.
Bob.
I might just do that.
You haven't got the guts.
I'm not scared. I'm not frightened of anything.
Well, prove it.
How?
Well, prove it by showing you can face up to reality. Sort out your problems. Show a bit of determination.
Great. I've heard it all before. You've got the world at your feet, Nick. I haven't even got a job.
I'll give you a job. Yeah, I'll give you a job and a room in our house. Now, that all adds up to living like a human being. So you've got nothing to complain about, have you?
Why?
Just to prove to myself that I'm right about you.
What do you mean?
It's my bet he'll cop out in a week.
It's my bet I won't.
We'll see. You start work this morning. Wait outside. I'll be out in a minute. What have I done wrong now?
I'm glad about the job, darling. But what's the department going to think when they find out I've got one of my probationers living with me? I mean, you know what they think about personal involvement.
Personal involvement? Meg, what do you call all this running around worrying? You can't relax even when you're at home. Anyway, I feel as if I've had the idiot living under my roof for a week already.
Do you really think it's going to solve his problems?
I think it's worth a try, Meg. And you could give some emotional backup. It seemed to be what he's asking for.
Oh, thank you, darling. I do appreciate it. But what made you do it?
Well, one, to stop you worrying about him, and... Well, I didn't really do very well with Tracy, did I? And thought maybe I could give another kid a chance.
You can't make a habit of it.
It won't happen again, will it?
Can I see you a minute?
Yes, of course. Oh, Miss Bennett, come in.
It's about Gaffney. I had an arrangement with her.
What sort of an arrangement?
If she'd testify against Smith at the trial, was helpful to the prosecution, she'd be transferred to Barnhurst.
What? You had no authority to offer her anything. If anyone is transferred, it is my decision.
I'm sorry I didn't come to you first.
And I am sorry you saw fit to indulge in what can only be described as bribery.
Oh, Mrs.
I think that's overstating the case. But we still have an obligation to honor the deal.
We have no obligation at all, and I am surprised that an officer of your caliber could get himself involved in such a situation.
Mr. Harrison, I made the deal with Gaffney.
I see.
Well, it doesn't matter who's responsible. I still think that cultivating informers is a good policy.
Prisoner cooperation is highly desirable, I agree. But there are other, shall we say, more professional ways of achieving it. The Needs Committee is one.
Well, perhaps we went about it the wrong way, but we still have a problem on our hands. There's going to be strife between Gaffney and Smith. I think this could be avoided by transferring Gaffney.
There is nothing in Gaffney's recent behavior that suggests she is eligible for Barnhurst.
If the department knew of the friction between Smith and Gaffney, I think you could convince them.
I have no intention of contacting the department. Gaffney stays here.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
And I suggest that you both think very carefully about your ethics as prison officers. I will not tolerate such high-handed or contemptible action from my staff. You may go.
Hey.
Oh,
Take it
oh,
easy,
it's
take
you.
it easy. Listen, about your transfer.
Yeah?
It's no go. Miss Bennett saw Mrs. Davidson about it this morning, but she wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, well, whoever thought a screw would keep its word.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gaffney. You see, the situation, Miss Bennett was a little out of line in offering you that transfer without official approval.
Yeah, well,
But she really thought she could swing it.
we all make mistakes, don't we?
Yeah. Cigarette?
Thanks. Makes a change from the rubbish we get in here.
Oh? What do you smoke on the outside?
Rollies. Just got bucklers of getting good tobacco inside.
Well, I'll see if I can stretch a point. Bring some in for you.
What?
Well, I wouldn't make a habit of it, but, well, a pouch of tobacco. It's not as if I'm offering you a hacksaw, is it? I'll, see what I can do about it at lunchtime.